What is up, guys? Half Slab Bacon back with another episode in Bacon's World. Yeah, that's right, guys. We're back up here again, up at the gold farm. It's the thing, peeps. So, the reason we are is, I was AFKing again, and, well, a video I watched a while ago had me intrigued with some changes. You can see a pigman off in the back yonder there that's been positioned, and this little guy's been positioned here. And we're going to talk about that a little before we make some changes here. You can see I brought a bucket of stuff and things. So actually, let's get started on the first change, which is, since there seem to be pigmen up here, we're going to work on that to start off with. What I want to change here is, a little while ago, Mr. Ilmango, and you wouldn't see this if you just like one of those guys that watches Ilmango's like main tutorial videos and stuff. You would have to watch the actual server play. But he'd never built a pigman farm before and did some testing. He started with, on the Psycraft server, a portal-based pigman farm. And he was looking into the code, the exact same code I looked at. But Ilmango sees things differently. This is why I watched this guy. He came to the conclusion that putting the alarm pigmen or bait pigmen, like the traditional thought was, have them be the ones you aggro, right? So we have the two in the center for that. But he came to the conclusion by looking at the code that they might encourage aggro or keep aggro if they were farther away, not closer away. So he came to the conclusion in his testing that it was 35 blocks, which is where this guy's sitting from the center of the rails over there. So I started by testing that, and it's not flawless, but I think it helps decrease the aggro loss even further. I only lost it one time in hours of testing. Now that was directly 35 from here. Incidentally, when he increased his like testing even further, what he found was that by having multiple in a given area, it seemed to reduce it even further. So I tested with just one on each platform. I think we're going to bump it to 3 on each platform, similar to how he had. Now, he had them side by each, but I'm almost wondering if I should, like, space them out. So all of this is going to be subject to change, of course, right? But I'm kind of thinking doing something like this and pushing one of those guys in on each corner might help, like, encourage things a little more. I don't know if I like that gap or if I'd rather go maybe there, which would be what, a 3-point gap away from there. 1, 2, 3. So that would be here, right? I don't know if I like that or if I want to keep it more central to this. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to do some maths, because something else I want to do here is we're going to look at moving this guy dead center, because the one problem this has, and it's rare, but I still get the occasional magma cube that gets in between this gap. Even though technically they shouldn't be able to, they glitch out and they get through. So this guy dead center, like right here, should, even if they spawn like right in here, as soon as they move a block, they'll pick him up and they'll target him. They might target me initially, but they'll target him as soon as I leave the area. So in order to do that, we need to move our stop. Now, I tested moving from there to here to see if all the pigmen would still spawn, which based on radius they should have, but also if it would increase because they're traveling less, or they're traveling less back and forth, not less distance, I was supposed to say. And it yielded good results. I think it sped things up considerably. So I'm going to look at, dude, don't get in my face. I'm going to look at moving this forward as well after we move him. But yeah, before we get started on that, I'm going to take some measurements here and see what the optimal gap for them back there is, and I'll BRBs. All right, so I've spaced out the pigmen over there and name tagged them, and I think I am going to go with that where they're closer together, that 3-block gap. So if you look, they're basically just lined up with the edges of that pattern on either side, and like ilmango had them like basically a block apart from each other, so I'm thinking closer might be a little better. But then what I'm trying to do here, hope that it works, is see if I can drag this guy in over here, maybe, or not. Get over in there. Can you not? Can I not force you? Is it because these blocks are in the way? Or is it because those blocks are in the way? I'm not sure. Let's see if we can do it this way. There we go. It is those blocks, it looks like. Go! Go! Why won't you go? Get in your hole! Is it because of that side? Why are you being so difficult? Just go. He won't go. Why won't you go? Just go, dang it, Bobby. No. You want your hole. Go in your... Nope, he won't go in the hole. Okay, he's floating on thin air. That's amazing. I don't even know what to think at this stage. Go! Go! Where's your head get... Is your fat head getting stuck? Now will you go? What if I do it that way? Now will you go? Aha! I had it. There we go. Get in your... Nope. Okay, you know what, dude? Go in your hole. Go! Can't you see the people love you when you're in your hole? That's right, in there. There you go. There you go. That a boy. Be a good boy. Stay in your hole. There. So, based on how that one went, the rest of this should only take me 14 million hours. Yeah. It's a thing, peeps. And then I'm tempted to redo all this, right? Because technically we don't need any of this here now. So we could just open this whole platform up to being one large area. That might be a thing. I think that's going to be a thing, because why not, right? I mean, it's all for science at the end of the day. That's the best part about Minecraft, is it's for science. So, yeah, I'm going to get working on that, and I guess I'll BRBs pending a death. Oh, yes, I died again when I was testing. In case you were wondering how I said I tested it for a while, and I'm barely up. I lost a rather important bow. I mean, I have lots of them, but it was one of those infinity plus mending, which you can't get anymore. So, you know, the loss kind of stung a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Okay, guys, so I think I've got what I'm going to go with here. You can see I added the pigment, and I did go with that gap, so they're just on the edge of this line. And I matched those up. So now this stops like directly in line with that guy. So he's 35. So if we take a diagonal over to that guy, he should probably work out to the equivalent of about 37, which puts him under the 40, right, range, which means I will be in range of his aggro whenever I hit here. And then I've squared this off so it looks good. We're eliminating redstone blocks because now our travel time up here is even shorter. We're cutting these back. That can stay more open because really this is only needed for the spot where the magma cubes would aggro on me. We're shortening the time they would aggro here while I'm up, which should increase. I hadn't thought of that. That's going to be a problem. What if we cut that whole thing off? Like that. Would that be even better? I might like that better. You know that? And maybe... Do we have a redstone block? We do, because we're saving some. So, if I remember correctly, minecarts still do their thing when they hit a redstone block, right? They still bounce back, because it's treated as a solid block. So that I might like that better. That might be more optimal. And then down here, let me show you what I'm going for, is... So, I mean, these guys, these are ones I pushed down from up there. The idiots I pushed down from up there, which is no big deal, really. But, like, I'm gonna have to, like, go down and despawn and whatever. But by rights, from this, magma cubes should drop down there most of the time. I'm debating, actually, if I want to take this, like, all the way up. You know what I mean? Just as a safety measure. I might do that, actually. Don't you hate it when these guys move away from where you were working? Like, for the love of God, this guy was standing right here. I thought, okay, perfect. I'll place the blocks down. Go to turn around and push him in. You know, one block to go, push him in real quick. No, he moves to the other side of the frickin' platform. Just stay there, man. Do as you're told. Like, geez, for the love of Pete's sakes. Oh, now this idiot thinks it's blockception going on over here. It's like, I'm gonna be inside this glass block because I couldn't be there before. Jerk butt. I mean, none of this is set in stone yet, so I'm not too crazy. I mean, that's kind of the fun here, is that was the point of, you know, taking an old design I liked that I know used to work in previous worlds I'd done and stuff, and rebuilding it for the modern times was to be able to play, one, to make something that's a little easier to, like, build as a starter and start off with, but two, just to be able to play science, guys. And, you know, most of the time, Jesus, dude, don't scare me. Most of the time when I do science, it just works out. So I actually welcome the change when I do science, and it doesn't work out to be 100%. You know, because then I have to think about what I was doing, maybe look at what other people have contributed, and try and progress the design. That's how greatness is made in Minecraft. Yeah, greatness, people. I tell you, greatness, that's what it is. It's a thing. Okay, so I decided it was looking kind of weak there with just the thing at the top, so I think we're going to do one of these. Because, you know, it should be, like, structurally sound, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, we'll wall it off like this. And we don't need to be overly picky in terms of looks anyways. We got the little light going on, and... like, that's enough. That's enough, right? That's enough. If we just do something like that all the way around on both sides. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's sufficient. I'm gonna go with that's good. Seriously? I think I forgot to name tag a pic. No. I used all my name tags. What the for shit? I know I used all my name tags. Ah. That means one of the name tag guys is somehow got out of the blocks in the loading and unloading and is wandering around up there. So I've got to figure out which guy it is. Dang it, Bobby. And push him back into the blocks, essentially. Which is not fun, right? Yeah, it's going to be one of these guys here. See what I mean? See? This game, man. This game. Okay. Grumpy. Why are you outside of your hole? I even saved before I left the area just to make sure that didn't happen, and the game's still messing with me. So now, Grumpy, you gotta go back there, homie. Yeah, you gotta go back in your hole. You're a key component to this new mechanic stuff and things testing. So let's get you back in your hole. Also, I only brought 8 name tags, so yeah, I don't want to have to open up my chest. I'm hoping this is easier, Grumpy. Just cooperate. Go in your hole. Alright guys, so while no means a comprehensive test, I ran it for about half an hour and came to a couple different conclusions. One, that isn't working because I did get a slime, and is that going to be visible? I don't know. What's better? That? Or that? That's like barely visible. So that's got that going for it. I think we'll go with that. I did get one magma cube up here, and he tracked me. These guys are definitely working. As you can see, I just stopped the farm, and like they're all pretty much still aggro, other than the brand new guys. But see how they'll still track me if I'm here? And then the problem I found after that was, see how he gets stuck there? He can't see the iron golem. He just sees me, right? So he stays tracking on me. And what we want is, when I come back onto this side, we want him to be able to track the golem and go to the golem, so that next time I come back, see what's going on there? Yeah. So that he makes his way off towards the golem. See, he's tracking me again, because he gets in my distance. But you can see what's happening. As I go back, he starts tracking the golem again. We need that to occur, so that eventually they just jump down that slope, and they're not staying here for so long that they build up and they come after me. So, yeah, I mean, I think based on the levels I saw, I mean, we only went up a few levels, but for the short amount of time, and as high of a level we're at, it looks pretty good, guys. Let's go into here, and let's turn these guys down. Even 10%'s loud, but just so I can give you guys like a run through and let you see what I'm seeing here. So I was able to repair all my gear, which takes a while because I didn't take it off. And I wasn't doing looting or anything during that period, which drops our gold. But you can see how, like, the guys over there appear to all be aggro, right? And from what I noticed, they're staying aggro. We can switch back to looting now. And you can really see when we look at the platforms that they're staying pretty clear, right? Meaning they're spawning in quick, but they're still, despite us tightening up the timing on the crushers, because the crushers alternate, they're also getting killed off pretty quick. So it seems to be more efficient, definitely. The XP climb alone is telling me it's more efficient. Now, part of that is before, because we had the long run, we have most of the babies who give more XP dying on the sides and leaving their XP on the sides, because you saw that little guy hopping there. they would just end up on the side of the track, hopping, trying to get over that track, and they take damage there. So they would die there and I wouldn't get the XP or the items. Well, you notice now we saw one hopping there and he's gone because he tracked me. He followed me back, right? And if we watch the entity movement here, you can notice it's climbing up to 300 total, and that's including the XP on the ground. But look how rapidly it drops. Both the entities at the start, they go above 100, and then they drop down below. Like, look, they're below mod cap there for a second, and then rapid spawning brings them back up, and then they shoot down below mod cap again. So we have to factor in the entities there, and I think we're picking up the XP fast enough. That's making a large variation as well. But the big thing is how quick we're killing the mobs off. I don't think we're staying at mob cap long enough for it to ever slow down spawning now, which is really what we want to see. Like, look how quick those changes are occurring. I mean, we're dropping down to 16, which basically means no mobs on the track and no XP balls laying around, which is ideal, right? That's what we want to see. If we take away and we focus on just what's happening on the floors, you can see that we go back. See how they all targeted me there? So they're all ending up in the drop chutes pretty much right away. See how they're piling up there? Like, it's beautiful. I think this might be it. I might just have to make maybe one more small tweak to totally prevent the magma cubes, but I'm hoping that last change there fixes that. And you did notice the blocks. Yeah, the redstone doesn't work. It doesn't get counted as a solid block by minecarts. So, yeah, I had to switch it up, which sucks, because looks. But overall, I think she's pretty efficient here, guys. I'm not going to complain at all. Let's check. These were empty before we fired up. That's pretty good on smelted swords. That's pretty good on that side for half an hour. Again, remember, a good chunk of that time I wasn't running looting because I was repairing all my gear and stuff, so I wasn't holding my sword. So you could expect if I was holding looting this whole time for that to double. So we basically would have gotten a chest worth of nuggets in half an hour. I think that's pretty good. I didn't do some extended testing, but all in all, I'm pretty happy, I think. Okay, I realized I needed to do something before I left. So, originally we had those 2 rows just for nuggets, right? Way back when, you couldn't smelt swords. And then we converted the inside layer to a furnace setup because of smelting swords. But our efficiency is going to be too high for that. If we're doing like half a chest every half hour, 4 double chests is not going to be enough. So that means basically I need to like double up here somehow, or I'm not sure what. I need to get a furnace eye fitted in here, which means we need another setup, which means I'm probably gonna have to break that glass again. So the way you do a no stack item filter is nice and simple, right? You just go one higher, you go right in the valve itself that you're trying to pull off of. And then, crap, I forgot the torches. Where did I put my redstone? And I don't want to forget that there either, because then I'll have to break more stuff to get in. So we lock the one going in and the one like below it. Okay, well, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I cram this in here, but there is kind of a problem. That only leaves us enough storage space for half a chest. I could put it over here, like swap these two out, and that would open up this side, which would also potentially open up like a spot for a secondary chest up there. But then we have the issue of the hitbox and that trajectory. I don't know. I might do it. I can't decide. Why do I always have to make this stuff so difficult? It's because I decide what looks good and then try and fit it in afterwards sometimes. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I have no one to blame but myself. It's the truth. Yes, it's thing. But the problem is now, this fuel is not efficient enough. Like, nowhere close. So we're going to have to go back to blaze rods. It's going to have to be a thing. There's no real choice in the matter on that one. It is what it is. I'm just going to have to deal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to... Dang it, Bobby! I'm going to make these adjustments. Get this back to what it needs to be and all that kind of glowing fun stuff. And yeah, then we'll talk about some other things. Alright guys, so we're over at the Mushroom Island. Why are we here? Because it's neglected. We haven't gotten any of this done yet. It needs to get done. Like, this is the next major project I want to work on. Why am I not doing this with water? I know somebody's gonna say something. Because, have you seen my luck? Seriously? Have you seen my luck? I would turn this entire island into a source block. Guaranteed it would happen. I want to preserve the big mushrooms, preserve the landscape. So, really, outside of water, this stuff here is my only option. And while slightly more time consuming, I know I'll get it done right the first time. So this is why we're over here, is to kind of talk about this for a couple minutes. And I thought I had stacks of this over here and just came. And it turns out I don't, which means I need to hurry up with this conversation before I run out of blocks. So, Bacon's World. Some of you probably have it on your mind what's happening with Bacon's World now that the pork rind server started, and I wanted to address that. Bacon's World is not going anywhere. We're going to continue doing this. I have tons of stuff planned out, like tons of stuff. I mean, this is just the next phase where we're getting started. Thing is, and this is something I kind of knew, but underestimated my ability to keep up with when doing this on YouTube, as opposed to, I'm out of blocks, doing this for myself. Let's go mine some blocks. Why not, right? So here's the gist of it, people, is it's boring. It's very boring for you guys to have to watch me do this. Right? It's not what I would call entertaining in any shape. We need to clear all this out anyways for, you know, the magma stuff and things. So, or the soul sand stuff and things. So we'll kill two birds with one stone here. It's not interesting for you guys to have to watch me do this for hours on end. So I can't really record YouTube videos of me doing this for hours on end. You follow me? Now, live streaming fills that gap. But here's the thing. I'm old, and live streaming takes a lot of energy. Like a lot of energy. You have to put on the happy-go-lucky face, and you have to be willing to keep it for 5-6 hours, if that's the task at hand. Also, I'm my own worst enemy, because I don't seem to be able to stream for, 3 hours, like a freaking normal person would. No, I have to do it for 5+ hours, or 4+ hours, or I can't even remember if I leave that with the rack or not. I'm just gonna assume I'm gonna stop placing blocks that I might have to take down later. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So, well, I aim to get this stuff done via stream, and I actually planned on coming over here and doing this last Thursday night via stream. After several nights in a row of grinding out on the pork grind server late at night, I came home brain dead, and just couldn't find it in me to do it. You know what I mean? It wasn't happening. There was no way. I lacked the energy necessary to make it happen. And that's where we were at with that. And it was just that freaking simple. So, because of that, because of the nature of where we are in this world, ooh, that's not good. Let's just close that off before I end up having a ghast shoot me in the face. And ooh, I can see I might have my work cut out for me here. Oh, that's not good. So, yeah, because I'm old, I underestimated, streaming's not something I can do on a regular schedule. I just don't think, as much as I would like to. I came home bright and dead last week, and it was like, yeah, I lack the energy to even edit a video, let alone entertain for 4 or 5 hours straight. So because the nature of a lot of these projects involve tons of boring grind, Bacon's World format's gonna have to change, in that we're gonna have to do a lot of it via live stream or in bits and pieces in videos like this, where I find smaller projects to do an episode for, kind of like we just did with the gold farm. The stuff I want to do around the world that I might be able to do in a few hours of an episode, and then sneak some of this in with, type deal, and then get the bulk of this done via live stream. So what that means is, I'm thinking, man, I like to make my life difficult with this stuff sometimes. I'm thinking what's probably going to happen is Bacon's World is going to become more of a once a week, most weeks, and Pork Grind server is going to be more often, because it's early game and the projects aren't as ridiculously massive, so it is easier to do that accordingly. You follow me? Yeah. Now, this will come in waves, because there'll be smaller projects I want to work on in Bacon's World and all that kind of stuff and things, right? That's just the nature of the Bacon's World. Yes, it is. Also, Pork Grind, starting on a server, people tend to play more when they first start out on a server. I will acknowledge that firsthand as well. So there might be an increased frequency there just because it's a new server and there's a to-do list, a mile long, full of stuff and things and all that jazz, blah, 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 blah. But I would like to keep both series going fairly consistently, as well as start to add in some other Minecraft content once the dust settles a little bit with Pork Grind, like the interactive world. I want to be the main focus of live streaming. We might, stick with this, with the live streaming for now type deal, until I get this island filled in and dug out, because that's going to be a massive thing. And yeah, if I just try and squeeze a little bit into episodes like this, here or there, it will be crazy. It will last forever, because there's like a lot of hours worth of digging and block placing to go here. But then there's other projects that we're going to get into that will be more camera friendly, like converting that ocean monument over to a base, which I'm looking forward to because I think that's going to be amazing fun. I have some pretty cool ideas there. Like, I'm not worried about having a farm there at all, a guardian farm. We'll probably build a small one, but I could care less if it's efficient. It's going to be more, does it meet in with the aesthetics of the build I want to do, which is something rare you see with guardian farms. So I think it'll be kind of unique that way because, you know, farm won't be the forefront of the build, just a cool underwater base will be, and that's that. And we can take advantage of that lack of mob spawning in that area to not have to worry about lighting and play with lighting a little bit and all that kind of stuff, just like we're gonna do here. So I'm excited for that, and that should lead to definitely a bunch of episodes that are, you know, easier to record without 4 million hours of off-camera and or stream work stuff and things. You follow me? Yeah. That's kind of how that's going to work out. Because, I mean, look, I just filled my inventory. We've barely made a dent in this island. And look. This is crazy ambitious. And it's something I want to get done too, real quick, because I want to hammer out the design so we can replicate it on the pork rind server as well. Possibly in a larger scale than I do here. I haven't decided yet. I'm not 110% sure how that one's going to play out yet. But I do know I want to get on it in both. We got a while for pork rind server because that's going to be later game, but you know, you follow me. So yeah, that's the plans with Bacon's World and pork rind server moving forward, and I just wanted to share that stuff and things. So as always, guys, smash that like if you enjoyed the episode to help others like yourself who might enjoy the content find the channel. And if you're new and you haven't already, hit that sub button for more videos, people, because we do awesome stuff like this on the channel all the time. Thanks for watching. Bye.